praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and say peace, mercy, and blessings to the hopeful elect. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means He exists or He is to be. The true name of the Son is Yahushai, which means He is the deliverer, right? And we're the Hebrew Israelites, all right? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Latins, Hispanics. We're the people that make up the lost 12 tribes of Israel. The self-proclaimed white man, the Caucasians, they're not white, they're red. They're the Edomites, according to the Holy Bible. Did you check out the audio for me? Audio good?
Yeah.
The book of Revelation 17. The book of Revelation 17 and verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. All right, now, when you read Revelation 17, it's dealing with Babylon the Great, the great whore. You know, the woman dressed in scarlet color, arrayed in purple, is dealing with America. You know, and her sitting upon many waters is her having different U.S. embassies, consulates, her hand, you know, spread out throughout these different nations, man. You know? This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 4. Book of Habakkuk 2, 5, verse 5. It says, Yeah, also, because he transgressed by wine, and he's talking about the so-called white man, the self-proclaimed white man, the Caucasians, which means cave dweller, which those are Esau, Edom, the Edomites. And his wine is going into his democracy, demonocracy, his witchcraft, his monetary system, FRN notes, you know, his religion, you know, his idolatry, Catholicism, Christianity, you know, his school system, you know, going into his philosophy, you know. It says, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, and transgression is sin. You know, iniquity, sin upon sin. And the sins of Babylon have reached unto heaven. You know? He is a proud man neither keep it at home. So the scripture says he's prideful, which you have Pride Month here, which just passed. You know, on the public transit buses, they had Ride with Pride. You had, you know, more pride parades. You know, the Marines, the free, the proud, the strong. American pride. So this place is all about pride. Pride of woman, pride of man, pride of life. All right, but it says in the book of Sirach, it says that pride is hateful between the Most High and man. All right, so the Most High doesn't like prideful people. That's actually an abomination. You know, Habakkuk 2 verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keep it at home, which his home will be what? The land of Edom, or us. All right, because how did he get America? He stole it. You know. This is the book of John, chapter 10 and verse 10. It says, the thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. And that's how they have gotten America. You know, they had made all type of treaties, peace treaties with the indigenous people of the land, but then they turned around and broke them. You know, when they got over here, all right, the you know, English, you know, settlers that came over here, they didn't know how to farm the land. They were committing cannibalism. You know, the ones of them who would die, they would dig up the bodies and eat them, commit acts of cannibalism, while the indigenous people showed them love, taught them how to farm, you know. And what did they do to them? They stabbed them in the back, you know. This is Psalms 55. And verse 21. Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. And that's how this devil comes unto you, man. He comes unto you speaking smooth things. He goes crouching, you know. Well, that's why it says in Ecclesiastes, never trust thy enemy, you know. So I'm going to get that. Because Christianity has dumbed down our people, man. Christianity has put a real soft, effeminate ass spirit on the men of our nation. All right, and that's why the men of our nation, you get no respect, because you're into homosexuality. You hate one another, you know. I saw a video online earlier, right? And it was this Jake. But what he was saying is that so-called black people, which, you know, he don't know, but our people treat each other like shit. You know, they treat each other real bad. And he's telling me about how he's talked to a Mexican who we believe is the tribe of Issachar. All right, and he told him, he asked him why you don't like black people. You know what the Mexican dude told him? He said, I don't like black people because I see how y'all treat one another, man. You know, but that goes into the curses. Now, I shall be evil towards thy brother, you know. This is This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12. And verse 10. It reads, never trust thy enemy. That's why we ain't take that damn jump shot, because we know it's coming from the enemy. Kill Bill, you know, the WEF, WHO, you know. And even now, they're trying to come with more draconian measures, what they're going to, which I believe they're going to use the next president who gets in there. Because soon as Sleepy Creepy got in there, what was he doing? Signing executive orders, man. Soon as first couple of hours he got in there. So you got to imagine whoever gets in there next, they're going to do the same thing. But they're going to bring more draconian measures. You got to remember, Trump is the one who brought in Operation Warp Speed, you know?
So this is strictly the same about he wore with his pen. Signing,
yeah, that's a true saying. The pen is mightier than a sword, you know? Sirach 12 and 10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, sows its wickedness. So eventually iron is going to rust, right? You know, you buy cars from these northern states, they got rust on them. So a lot of people, when they look for cars, they want to get them from down south because they don't have any rust. So eventually you're dealing with Esau, he's going to show his horns. He's going to call you a nigger. Some sort of animosity is going to come out, you know? He's going to show you that you're his enemy, that he hates you, you know?
That's what's going on. That's what's going on now in the UK. They took the scapegoat. It's supposed to have been forgot some African country he was either from or adopted from, but he was so-called Christian. But the media painted him as being Muslim, so they started attacking the Muslims over there in the UK and Britain, in Great Britain. But now it's an all-out attack on any minority group. So that xenophobia shit is in high gear.
Right, in which they're in the midst of what they're calling a civil war. There's a media blackout. If you want to see what's going on, you got to look at alternative news media, sources like X, formerly known as Twitter, things of that nature. Which the scripture talks about uproars of the people, you know, so such things are going to come to the streets of America, you know, and this whole election, which we're a couple months away from, that could kick shit off, man. You know, it's already pretty much the middle of August 2024, so we're halfway through the year, you know.
They already got some NATO troops already supposed to be attacking Russia.
Yeah, they are, I believe what they're saying, Russian invaded NATO, 600,000 troops, something to that nature. But hey, wars and rumors of wars, you know. But and also what's going on right now in the Middle East between Iran and Israel. What they're waiting to see is what Iran is going to do. Well, Iran is receiving aid from the big brother Russia. So then Israel had to call their big brother the whore America. You see, so giant superpowers are going to get drawn to the Middle East, which is all according to the plan of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, this is Sirach 12 and verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed, right? Though he might come humble, he might seem cool, you know, because niggas, they'll always accept Esau real quick. Now they are Israelite foreigners, people of our nation who have men of our nation who laid their seed with the Caucasians, Edomites, right? So sometimes you might run into a so-called white person, but it has the spirit of an Israelite. For example, Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
You know, there's many other examples. Like I believe Eminem might be a Jake. You know, some brothers don't. But those are good examples, you know. But other than that, Jake is real accepting of Esau, not understanding that he's your damn enemy.
Right.
So he's going to come like that, but then he's going to lock your ass in prison, plant drugs in your vehicle, you know?
Well, I would say for me, there's certain brothers in different camps, not just GMS, that you would think that they were white. Even in the world, they might have thought of themselves as being some form of Caucasian. Them the only ones I believe are the Israelite foreigners because they've accepted the doctrine, they've accepted the truth, which in turn, which makes them, you know, it says, we believe in the spirit, by the spirit, that we are the people.
Yep, exactly. That's in Romans. The spirit itself bear witness.
The spirit itself bear witness.
You know, so we're not about skin color, but
Right.
you do have to understand is that Esau, you know, self-proclaimed white people, they're the enemy, they're the devil.
Exactly.
You can't trust them, you know. Sirach 12 and 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. So he's still going to show himself, man. He's still the devil. Like right now, people are still shocked in 2024 that there's still racism. He's still, that's still your enemy. He's still the devil. It's not going to go away just because we're in a different year.
You know, a different generation.
You know? Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in our place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And that's what Esau does to Jake all the time. How many adventures our people made, but you would never know because they don't get credit. He'll have Jake invent something and steal the patent. You know, like for example, damn, what's that whiskey? Um,
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
The car, stoplight.
Yeah.
You know, how many of these inventions do our people actually get recognition for?
Or Esau tweak it, like with the automobile. They said, what's his name? Henry Ford.
Right.
He got credit for mass producing the automobile. So they think he's the godfather or the grandfather of automobile because he was able to mass produce them. But who invented the first one? It was two free slaves.
Right, but he had the marketing. You know, Esau's very marketable.
Yeah.
He has connections.
Yeah.
You know, it's that skin, that complexion,
Exactly.
which you know, right. So Jake, he'll have the knowledge, the hands-on. You know, Jake is very good with his hands, but in Esau, he's able to market it real well. So he slaps his face on it.
Yeah.
You know, it says, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And now let the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh a wild beast? You know. And this is why we tell our people, man, beware of him, because he's coming with a new form of buying and selling, a new bartering system, which is going to be the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast. You know. We'll go back to Psalms 55. Psalms 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, and that's how he comes, in the name of democracy and in the name of freedom. You know, he comes like he coming for peace, okay, but really he has an agenda behind it. It's for war. How many times have we heard that we need to go in this country to give them democracy, but he bombs the shit out of them, steals the natural resources, and makes them slaves to the banks? You know, called economic hitmen or jackals. That's what Esau does, man. Psalms 55 and 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. And that's because the sword is his blessing. All right? And that's how he got everything, through war. Stealing, killing, and destroying. You know? It says, his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. That's how Esau gets down. And this is what he have done time and time again throughout history, man. I got an example in the book of Maccabees. You know? This is how he came in as the Greeks. This is First Maccabees 1. And 20. Start at 20. Mind you, the book the book of Maccabees is found in the Apocrypha, where this was taken out late mid 1800s. All right, by the Bible Destruction Group. And this book is very important because it holds very good wisdom. Like, for example, it tells you the power of the Hebrew language. How powerful the Hebrew language is. More powerful when you speak the words, is powerful than any other language. It holds the history of the Greek captivity, which connects with the New Testament. You know, it gives you a better understanding of neither Jew nor Greek, you know. First Maccabees 1 and 20. And after that Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude. Okay, so you gotta think about geographically, right? You got the land of Egypt, which is south of Israel, but then you got Israel, Jerusalem. North of that, you got Antiochus, or the king of the north, the king of Assyria. So he would come down beefing with the king of Egypt, Ptolemy, but he would pass Israel. So on the way back from warring with Ptolemy, he decides to enter Israel. You know?
Was that where the church of Antioch was? Named after him, Antiochus?
No, that came later in the book of Acts. You know, that's actually, I believe, where the first Christians were called in Asia Minor, dealing with Paul in his travels.
It sounds.
They probably named after him, but it wasn't that time period.
Established. Yeah.
You know. First Maccabees 1:20. And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude, and entered proudly into the sanctuary, and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof. And this is in the book of Daniel, where he said he's going to take away this daily sacrifice, you know. And the table of the shewbread and the pouring vessels and the vials and the censers of gold and the veil and the crowns and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off. He took also the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures which he found. 24. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. So that's how Esau does, man. Even to this day, he speaks proudly concerning oppression. They speak loftily, you know, of taking our people down, you know. 25. Therefore was there great mourning in Israel in every place where they were, so that the princes and the elders mourned, the virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of woman was changed. 27. Every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. And that's going to come back full circle during the time we're in now, because you have what? Drafts coming in. You know, so a lot of the men are going to get drafted, and women, which they just released the IDF, which I believe is Israeli Defense Force. 100 women so-called took out some Hamas troops, you know. So they're putting women on the pedestal, but really what that's doing is putting a battery in these women back as if they can be soldiers. So women gonna get drafted too, and men, you know. So it's gonna be a lot of widows out here, all right. First Maccabees 1:28. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all of the house of Jacob was covered with confusion. Dealing with the tribes. Here's the point. 29. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude. 30. And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. That's how he comes in. He's going to come in with peaceable words, man. So when they introduce this ship, it may come with a few toys. You know, they may give you like X amount of dollars on there. Could be $1 million.
What's the name said that thing was cotton swabs. He said that, you know, you're gonna take this trip, you're gonna give him $2,000 on that trip. You're gonna get it. And take it the first time. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get $2,000.
Right, which that could be monthly. Because it's called what how you said, universal basic income, right? So they could give you a monthly stipend, so where you don't have to work anymore. Put your ass in the 15-minute city. They want everybody fat and lazy. You know, they look at these people as cattle, lower hanging fruit. You know.
That's how see in Jacob, they like free stuff. So that's gonna make them gravitate to it. And even though you aren't telling them what it is, and you know, in the neighborhood with the woman, her homegirl gonna be like, oh, I'm listening to her. You gotta go get that. You got kids. You got this. You gotta go get that $2,000 for a month. You ain't gotta work. You ain't gotta. Y'all gotta go down. I'm listening to them. That's how they gonna get other people to take it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why the Lord called out people Sodom's children.
Yep.
You know, and also said, remember Lot's wife, because what did she do in the time of destruction? Instead of fleeing with her husband, her ass decided to look back. You know, which means what? She didn't believe the Lord. You know. So a lot of these people, they're not going to believe what we say. Even some of these women, they may have been with men of the Lord, but then they committed adultery on them, they separated, they look back. So the only thing for them they probably most 9 times out of 10 they're gonna take the chip, man.
But their spirit is invested in that wickedness, whatever it be. But it shows you that just recently they had a beauty supply store and a liquor store get evicted
In Atlanta, right?
in Atlanta, and they had all the weave and all the beauty supply eyelashes out
Liquor.
there. And these damn dummies always on the news, they interviewing the most ignorant ones. And the motherfucker, one chick talking about, I gotta take care of my crown. Y'all should just give us to us. That's a black woman.
I seen that.
You put in dead, and then I saw when it was the people in India, they was using dead people hair. They cut the hair off dead people and they sell it. So you wearing dead people.
They also do all type of spells and rituals over their hair, man.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
You know, which our woman they're fucked up according to the curses.
Yeah, I don't even like motherfuckers' hair on me. You know how you find a piece of hair?
Yeah.
Especially with the women,
Yep.
the women you deal with. But like, man, what the fuck is...
That
like,
shit
my
is
hair ain't even this long.
that
What
shit
the
is
fuck
that shit is weird.
It's creepy.
Creepy, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Like spider webs and
I
shit.
don't like my hair on me, like, you know, falling on me, let's want somebody else's.
Right.
But you know what? It says the hair is the glory of a woman.
Right.
So they trying to get that glory back so bad. They putting fake horse hair, dead people hair, hair that got sacrificed to idols. That's why these women are so bugged out too. You got demons on them. You know. First Maccabees 1:30, and spake peaceable words unto them, for all was deceit. I remember de Blasio, I believe that's his name. When the whole 19 thing came out, he was offering free fries and burger. You take the jump shot.
Right.
You know, so what do you think they're gonna do? These are the times that we're coming into. The dollar is done. You know, right now, you know, we're here as men of the Lord. We're vexed in the spirit because we know this place is done, but we still got to go to work and shit. So we're waiting for it. We're waiting for it to collapse. But it's like, okay, we still got to go along, act like we, you know,
Yeah.
we're just waiting for the shit to collapse. But it's inevitable that it does collapse.
Right.
We just don't know when.
Right.
But they are signs. Like right now, the facial recognition with the NFL stadiums, different airports. Like there's one I believe in Saudi Arabia. Okay, you could just go in now and catch a flight. Was that's alluding to what? The chipping technology, man. NFC, RFID. All of these things are coming. All roads lead to the sea hip. You know.
Big Brother in the Sky. Was that Skynet?
First Maccabees 1:30, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much of the people of Israel. So that's how he comes in. He's going to come in smooth as butter with his words. You know?
It's like going back what you said, like Sirach 12:10. You go to Amos 1:11. You get covered.
Yeah.
Amos 1:11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgression of Edom, for I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword.
Hold on. Now, when you go into that word pursue, it means to harass continually. All right, so he's continually harassing us, man, with the sword. And the pen is mightier than the sword, so that could be through mail, wrongful convictions. You know, Jake's doing 50, 60 years, crimes they didn't commit, driving while black, shooting our people down. Like they just shot Sonya Massey in the face, which, you know, that should show you something about the name Jesus, because Jesus didn't, calling on that name didn't deliver. But when that happened, that's when he shot her. So that's the Lord. And I'm tired, you know, it's a warning. Stop calling on that name. That's idolatry, man. You know, spiritual fornication. You know, so when, like we told that Jake last week, the importance of the name. You know, it's serious. Because if you're in trouble, you believe in God, you're going to call on that name. Because you don't know. You know?
But what was his rebuttal? I doubt if she said any other name that he wouldn't have shot her in the face. Bro, you can't say that. You can't say that. You know, you're just speaking out of ignorance. You're speaking out of ignorance because, like you said earlier, that name speaking in any other tongue doesn't have the same effect. It doesn't have the power in it. You know what I mean? Now, true indeed, you have to believe, because you could say, you know, certain names, you know, certain things you can talk, but if you don't truly believe, no, it ain't gonna work because you don't believe. You're just saying it because it's like you're a process of elimination. Allah, Jesus Christ.
Oh, the mummy.
Yeah,
He did
you know
on
what
the
I'm
mummy.
saying? Yeah, you trying to say all these different names to save you till you get the right one, but you don't really believe. You're just saying it.
Basically, where it said faith without works is dead.
Exactly.
Yep.
And because he did pursue his brother with the sword and cast off pity.
So right now, right, you got this group, which these guys, they left the GMS Boston camp, and their page is Friends of Yahushua, right? But they're teaching in order for us to get the kingdom, you got to forgive Esau. How are we supposed to forgive? He has to this day, he has no pity for us, man. Slavery, get over it. Pull yourself up by the boots. I did it, you could do it. Meanwhile, this nigga had a 400, 500 year head start. Jake just makes shit happen, man. You know what I'm saying? Jacob grew up in the foster care without his parents. All right, this motherfucker become the world heavyweight champion through the affliction he been through. When he came from nothing, but Esau, he had that handed to him. You know, like the stream of Jake Paul. You know, like the stream of Jake Paul. He's you know, reason why they don't respect him because you're a YouTube streamer, man. We actually do this. You know.
And his anger did tear perpetually.
So
kept it.
So that goes back to the birthright. You know, the reason why they have that animosity, which a lot of them may not know, but it goes back to the birthright because they understand the blessing we're about to get. This is it for Esau, and he know that, which is why he's trying to bring his new world order. All right, by putting our people back in slavery via chipping technology. You know.
Jake don't understand that this man still hates you, even though you think because he changed, you know, things, he smiled on your face, he cool, but he still hates you from back then, from the 60s and the 50s, and the 40s and 1800s when he was angry you put you in chain. He's still that same demon.
More lynchings were after slavery than during. You had Jim Crow laws. Ku Klux Klan was formed after slavery. Yeah. They're like, hell no, we ain't about to let these niggas free.
Right. Well, that's evident because that's Esau's go-to. When he has to offend Jake, when Esau feels butthurt about something and he know he can't win, his go-to is to call you with the N-word. His go-to is to tell you, hey, we had y'all people in slavery. I was watching this video a few years ago. It was this young chick. They was in some type of restaurant, and it was a white Edomite couple, and I guess they must have cut her in line, or they thought she cut her, and they had a little argument. This is like a teenage girl. And so, but she started recording, and then that's what they said. Our people had y'all in slavery. We owned y'all asses. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we got to get payback. You know what I'm saying? We got to get our lick back because y'all won't let this shit go.
Well, that's how the Lord made him. Say he cast off all pity. He don't care about what we went through or still going through.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Genesis 27 and 41. No, I'll read up. Genesis 27 and 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me even also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Now why is that? Because the blessing he would have got, it didn't go to him. It went to Jacob. Which Jacob's name got changed to Israel. Which blessing was what? To be sons of God, the kingdom of heaven, joint heirs with Yahushua, spiritual power, the new bodies, to be kings and priests. No, Esau, he don't have that. You know? So he understands what we're going to get. And he knows, man, in the spirit, they know that's why they hate us so much. Because they understand that they have to serve us. Right. That shit boils them up. Right. You know?
I mean, it was prophecy that was supposed to happen, but Esau was carnal. He let his physical what you would say,
Desires.
malnutrition. He was so hungry. He just was so carnal. He sold his birthright for a fucking pot of stew or whatever the fuck it was.
But he don't have faith.
You know what I'm saying? I'm about to die, brother. Please feed me.
I just go back to what's his name? What's the actor name? Boy, Cowboy died a long time ago. Duke.
Oh, you talking about John Wayne?
John Wayne. He said, yeah. I'd rather be first in place in hell than second in heaven. That's what he said. He said, I'd rather get mine now and be second place in heaven. You know what I'm saying?
And Esau, he put that spirit on our people. Because what are they doing? Selling their soul. You know? So-called, the Jay-Z's. You know?
Kanye's.
Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above. Now that fatness of the earth going into the best locations on the planet, Esau is known to dwell. Like, if you choose to live in the hood or the suburbs or rural areas, any person with a brain will say, you know what, I want to live in the rural areas, suburbs, you know? Because the hood is known for what? Being dirty, nasty, drug infested.
Right.
Which Esau did that through chemical warfare, because it was a time where our neighborhoods would flourish. Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You know, but Esau came up with crack in the 80s.
Right.
You got weed, which that's pretty much on the level of crack now,
Yeah.
because people are fiend out over weed.
Right.
You know, you got all type of drugs, fentanyl. But where's that mostly found at? In our communities.
Right.
Now, don't get it wrong. You can get it where Esau is too.
Yeah.
You got Breaking Bad, you got meth and all this. But it was forced on us. It's just Esau ass fell in that trap. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's part of, like you said, it was by design, which the word project, which the housing projects was a project. I think they did it with mice first. And they showed you when it was bad food, bad water, the mice had started like committing mice on mice crime, if you would say,
Right.
towards each other. Then they put them in a good environment with good food, good water, and they were able to coexist together. You know what I mean? But a lot of that, the neighborhoods turned into hoods was because of white flight, because there were jakes moving in. Because a lot of these neighborhoods in the city were once where white people dwelled.
Yep.
You got your Polish side, you got your Italian areas. You know, all these were predominantly white neighborhoods. But as soon as Jake came from up south, started moving in, you know, Esau, jealous ass, he couldn't take it.
But was there Harlem Nights? Jake was flourishing, and the cop, he said, I'm living in a hovel, and you niggas getting all this money.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he pissed off.
Yeah, they showed you that in Rosewood when they broke in, when they came into Jake's house. They're like, man, this nigga got a grand piano.
Yep.
I ain't even got a piano.
Yep. Yep, that's how it is. You can't have nothing here, bro. Especially
Right.
you being an Israelite.
Right.
I don't want you to have shit.
Right.
Paul Mooney he said you can't have a headache.
You know what I'm saying?
You know?
Yeah.
Back in Genesis 27 and 39, and thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. And he literally got the whole earth, man. The fattest part of it, too. You know? And the dew of heaven from above, which also goes into his NASA space station, direct energy weapons, all of that, man. You know? 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live. Now, what does it mean to live by the sword? I mean, you put your trust in the sword. All right, you live and die by the gun.
Weaponry.
You know?
He's real big, he takes pride on his military weaponry technology. Get his word for us. You don't bow to this. These rules on 19, you coming in, taking out the whole country, just gonna take it.
And it's just the whole idea of the army and the weaponry. Because don't get it twisted, he don't give a fuck about the soldiers, the veterans you see on the highways, the byways begging for money. He don't give a fuck about you personally. He'll just play along with the dog and pony show to get his agenda across. Once he uses you up, your body, he'll discard you. You know what I mean? But don't the scripture tell you that every man that go to war is supposed to get a piece of the spoil.
Oh yeah, yep. Every man, and also it said a man of war that suffered poverty it falls you up.
Right.
That because how you at war to serve your country, but you begging.
Right.
You know that shows Esau's a devil.
Exactly.
They just show he's backwards hell. But how are you a football player running down the field, get paid millions of dollars, and you got to be that to feed your country? They living
Worse than celebrities, athletes.
But that goes. I'm sorry.
like they live like 95 people like us.
Mm-hmm.
And here they should be millionaires and getting all that money.
Exactly.
That's backwards as fuck.
And Red and Circus, modern day Roman Empire. You know, so if you have some type of talent and we can use you to distract the masses, you know, we're gonna pay you good. You know. Meanwhile, if you have a job that actually matters, like you're a teacher, you have to go through all this bullshit. You get paid scraps. You know? Because nowadays these teachers are damn freaks and demons. Every time I, search on the web, there's a teacher called freaking off with a student.
But mainly is what? White Caucasian women. It's mainly white women and white men doing the nasty. These juveniles.
You know, which I believe that's a help pushing what the pedophilia.
Exactly.
You know,
Transgenders in the schools, reading.
Genesis 27:40, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. You know, so he was set up to serve us. Really, the Lord was setting him up to be the end of the world. And this got revealed to Edris. You know, the reason why he came out and Jacob was holding him, because he represents the end. He is the end. You know?
Basically, that old saying that goes back to, nigga, I'm on your hills, nigga.
Yep,
Right.
on your hill.
Like,
Right.
yeah, don't know where you go, I'm on your hill.
Yep.
And that's a sign of something getting pulled down. Somebody pulling like a crab in a barrel. Motherfucker got their hand on you, pulling you back. They trying to stop you. You know what I'm saying?
Him being pulled out of power.
Right.
You know, pull your ass right out off the horse, like
Exactly.
they did in Django.
Yeah.
You know?
I get it. Read something real quick. Book of Psalms chapter 35, verse 10. All my bones shall say, Adawan, who is like unto thee, which deliverest the poor from him that is too strong for him. Yea, the poor and the needy from him that spoileth him. Verse 11. A false witness did rise up. They laid my charge thing that I knew not. They rewarded me evil for good.
Yep, and that's what David said, you know. And I believe he said that about the ball too. You know, but that's what happened in society. All the good our people do, we get rewarded evil for it. You know? We get the shit. We last hired, first fired. You know? Our people don't have no credit. Oh, Wisdom of Solomon, he made no economy of labor.
Like, even going to that, a lot of our people have to sell their soul, sell their booty, and get millions of dollars. And you know what I'm saying? You know, you got to do all of this to get millions to you know, demean yourself just to have life.
Hurricane Derby, right?
You still on?
Yep.
Yeah, that's like, you know, we want to see for good, even on that, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you want to do music, you want to get out, probably, I got to still come in this room and do wicked, still I got to sing, like, you know, songs that promotes death, you know what I'm saying?
Destruction.
Destruction.
They call it drill music or what? Kill music.
Kill, yeah,
You know?
you know.
There's a quote from Chief Keef said when he got signed that he was going to raise the murder rate in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
And this, I believe, was like 2010 or 11 when I was in college. I remember seeing that shit, and sure enough, ever since then, you know.
Adultery.
Yep. Pretty much everything the scripture upholds as immoral, they get paid to promote it. You know.
Flip side of things, isn't that as above as is below?
Yeah, which you actually got Kamala Harris, her ass is hitting to that.
Cabal, the Cabal Harris.
Cackling Kamala. Demon. You know? So
It's disgusting. Man, what they calling a boule motherfucker.
yeah. Back in Revelation 17 and verse, I'll start from 1 again. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials. And talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will shew thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. America sitting upon many waters with what? Her U.S. embassies, bases. I believe you got American troops over there in Syria that just got attacked. You know? 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of our fornication. Them making all sorts of deals and, you know, sending all sorts of goods and products to America. These nations have waxed rich, but they were smart. They used that money and they put it in their military.
Yeah.
You know, like you sent that I believe it was the Korean soldiers. The
Oh,
video.
yeah.
So that's the weak saying I'm strong.
Exactly.
You know, because the average American, it's not in their mind. It's in their mind, you know, it's Sunday, you know, it's football, you know, sports, bread and circus. They're just partying. Motherfuckers are still asleep right now from partying last night. You know?
You see how they training those super soldiers right there, man. That's when I was watching that, I said, man, we're gonna need that spiritual power that we choose. So they part of that, what you call it, the troops, the UN troops. Oh, man,
They're not playing. Because you gotta imagine they hate these people, man. You know, they're pissed off, man. You know?
And then a lot of stuff that happens to them here in America, you gotta be fucking damn for sure. They telling them, they relatives over there, like, yo, these fucking niggers over here, they're disgusting, they're disrespectful, they're violent.
They treat each other like shit.
Right.
Because the other nation, they look at how we treat each other, man. That's why Howard Shai said, love one another. By that shall they know you are my disciples.
Right.
You know?
Because even if you go back to the Rodney King riots over there in LA, the Koreans was going to war with Jake in the hood trying to loot their businesses.
Yep.
They was on the top of the roof, they had their guns out, they shooting them down the street, like
Yep.
So you know they telling them off like, yo, these, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Them
Fucking black Americans,
them niggers, slaves,
you know what I'm saying?
you
monkeys.
see they don't
Right.
miss society. When dude, like this Korean dude told the old dog, like, I feel sorry for your mother.
Yep.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much saying you should have never been born.
That young chick that the lady shot her, the Korean lady shot her in the head, thought she stole the juice or some
Yep.
shit.
Yeah.
And they gave her a slap on the wrist,
Yep.
gave her probation or some dumb shit.
Killed the Israelite baby. Let that have been the other way around.
Right.
You know? Revelation 17, which that goes into the Lazarus parable. The dogs came and licked the sores.
Right.
Because we have to go to our enemy for the one of all things. But these people own the businesses in our neighborhoods.
Right.
So you have to go to that store to get shit you need.
Right.
But you go in there, they hurry up and buy, following
Right.
you around.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's the spirit of these nations, man.
Yeah.
They look at you like you ain't shit. But Esau gave you opportunity that we could never get.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, I heard a lot of people go back to stating that really you foreigners that's over here, y'all should be paying more homage to African Americans because we were the pioneers for civil rights.
Yep.
And all that stuff that
Yep.
you guys have access to now. We we paved the way
Yep,
for a
our
lot
people.
of this shit.
Our people did that, but our people don't get no respect for it.
Right.
He said, no man was wisdom. Solomon said, he made no count of my labors.
Nope. Back in Revelation 17:3, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of the names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And that beast is symbolic of a what? A kingdom. You know, a conglomerate of nations. All right, that make up a kingdom. Now this kingdom, you know, this one, it has 7 heads and 10 horns. Read in Daniel, you read a leopard, you know, 4 wings, 4 heads. You know, the bear, you know, the water. So it says, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns, which will go into the Greeks, British, Germania Minor, the Spanish, the French, the Romans, Germania Major. Okay, you got the 10 horns will be Luxembourg, Belgium, Netherlands, Spain and Portugal, England, Ireland. You know, the rest got cut off, but you know.
Did the French leave?
I believe now. Which other nations are trying to leave too, the Brexit. You know?
That's what that said, the beast should hate the world. That same beast that was what they're going to turn over.
Because America is in control of them.
Yeah.
America got them in that whole shit with Ukraine. You know, which that's their border. They got to deal with that shit. You know, while they backing up Israel. You know? Revelation 17:4, and the woman was arrayed in purple, representing her what? Her royalty, the splendor of this place. And a scarlet color, which goes into what? It's color of synonymous with sin, all things filthy. You know, Statue of Liberty, which you might have thought at one time that was a woman. That's actually Satan holding up the light, going back to Lucifer, the light bearer. You know, that androgynous Baphomet spirit. You don't know if it's a man or a woman.
Right.
You know?
And I think what that crimson, the word crimson going to crime.
Yep.
Crime, the Borgiers was one of the first crime families in religion.
Yep.
You know, symbolic to blood. The Rothschilds with the red shield.
Yep.
The red lights. You know how people have red lights on in their room. I think the brothers was getting on Chief Evil.
Yeah.
That video and he had the red lights on. Like, why red? Because it's a symbol of fucking violence. What, bulls? Those bulls, when they had that red, what's that thing? They had that red flag and the bull would charge it.
Yep.
You know?
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. So the whore is decked out. Supposed to be the top country on the planet. Right? The baddest bitch in the stable, pretty much, you know? Having a golden cup in her hand. You know what I'm saying, Jeremiah? Babylon had been the golden cup, going around getting all the nations drunk, man. Feminism here, homosexuality, alphabet movement, you know? Democracy, FRN notes, you know?
I think that's a sign of royalty, like a golden, golden cup.
Yep.
Yeah, when you see like a lot of the ancient civilizations you had, that showed you was royal. You drinking out a golden fucking cup.
And you dressed in purple?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which that's prideful too. Because it says in Isaiah, I shall see no sorrow. I am, and there's none beside me.
Wow.
So that's the mindset of these people. Right. You know, they don't think that they're going to lose the next war. You know, they don't think that another country can touch this place. You know,
that's them putting themselves as so-called God. That didn't Yahweh say that? I am, and there's none beside me.
Yep.
You know.
It says, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. Now, who are the saints? The Israelites. So they literally drunk with our blood. You know, and then that's how they founded this place, through killing our people, even up to this day, Sonya Massacre. And you got to imagine all the people we haven't heard about or don't hear about, because they're still killing these people on the sign, but you only hear about it if it's a so-called black man or woman. You know.
That's what that saying go, bloodsuckers of the poor.
Yeah, you're right. Literally, they drunk in our blood. Because a lot of them Satanists that believe in like vampirism, they drink blood. You know what I mean? And then what's that? Them blood banks. I just saw something on my news timeline said the emergency blood banks is severely low.
You remember when you watched the first Blade movie? Remember when they had the bodies in the room and they had it was still living, but it was like comatose.
They had the IVs in them, sucking the blood out of them, they're harvesting their bodies.
The chrome.
Yeah.
A lot of these devils, they take that because they are for youthfulness or for other health benefits.
Yeah.
You know.
Somebody came out and said that like that's actually doing. They actually the elites got those bodies like that. And those certain warehouses and factories hooked up and just taking whatever parts and blood from them to keep themselves going.
And that's going into transhumanism as well, because didn't they show you that in the Matrix?
Yep.
The robots was harvesting human bodies as
batteries.
Batteries. Yeah, it's for the heat source. You know, this place is crazy.
This is Psalms 50 and verse 5. This to prove the point on who are the saints. You know, because the only people who are the saints are the Israelites. Like, you might think just because you go to church every Sunday or whatever, you're a saint, you believe in God. It's talking about the Israelites, you know. This is Psalms 50 and verse 5.
Psalms 50 verse 5.
It says, gather my saints together unto me, those that had made a covenant with me by sacrifice. So the ones that made the covenant was the Israelites. Who did they make the covenant with? Moses sprinkled the blood on them. The Hebrews. You know, that made them saints. You know? Back in Rev 17:6, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. So it's not even done yet. You know, because you gotta think about the brothers that are gonna be apprehended and put to death for the just like it says, you know, for not worshiping the beast in his image or taking his mark and standing stiffly for the name. You know,
he says, I preserve 7,000 men that will not bend the knee to Baal. That's just the number of completion. It ain't 7,000 in it. You know, ultimately that's the 144,000. The 1/3, right?
Yep. Yep. But some brothers gonna be martyrs.
Yeah.
Some brothers ain't.
Right.
You know. Verse 7, and the angel said unto me, wherefore did thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and the beast that carried her, which had 7 heads and 10 horns. So this kingdom, man, is very vast. Which the modern day 7-head, 10-horn kingdom sits where the ancient Roman Empire sat, and it's NATO in the EU, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, European Union.
Right.
You know?
It's actually in that geographical area. That's crazy. So they know.
Verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, as dealing with America, shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, Europe, because America came out of what? Britain. You know? And shall go into perdition, which means it shall be destroyed. You know, so a lot of people, well, Esau, the inward parts that the house going to continue forever. It's never going to go down. But we know, according to how it's looking, it can't go on much longer, man. Right. The sins have reached unto heaven. Yeah. We're constantly sighing and crying to the Most High about this place. You know? And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. So if you're not part of the elect, you're going to get caught up in the lifestyle, you know, the ways of this place, man.
Propaganda.
Propaganda, selling you your soul.
Yeah.
You know, the idea of convenience. You're gonna take the chips.
Right.
You know.
But that's the problem now. That's why you see a lot of what you would call like global warming causes and effect is from the burning of the fossil fuels. Why? Because motherfuckers want to hop on an airplane and leave from here to Miami in 6 hours instead of what? I think it takes like 24 hours, two days to get down there or to California. That's all inconvenience, technology.
You know, it's
what I
crazy.
mean?
That's glad you said that because I want to build on it. And I was doing DoorDash yesterday, man. Motherfuckers, Americans are lazy. Chick ordered some Dunkin' Donuts, one donut, right on late. Dunkin' Donuts right down the street, man. And she lived right across. I said, man, she could have walked. I'm looking. I said, I looked at her, you know, I was shit nice with the sister, you know what I'm saying? One damn jelly donut.
She got the money.
You know what I'm saying? Then I went way out. I went to Little Caesars right here on Tigers.
Yeah.
Then went way out to go to a place at their job, a pet store, where Pizza Hut was right across the parking lot. They could have went. I told the lady, I said, yo, don't you know that's a Pizza Hut right across? She's like, I don't take me. She's like, I'm just kidding. Like, this ain't me. I said, yo, that's crazy, man.
Now, when I first started, that was my ideology. I used to tell them shit like that too, but I just let it be. Hey, I'm getting paid off.
Right.
That's it.
That's the mindset of an American.
Yeah.
You know, I could just sit back at home and then order the shit.
You know.
I don't gotta do nothing.
Yeah.
You give them a little tip. Well, sometimes they don't even do that, and people be complaining about that. You know? Got me running my car in the ground. You can't even give me a little tip.
Right.
Damn.
But you know what's the flip side of that though too? I don't blame them because half the time I don't want to come out the house and deal with these knuckleheads. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, damn.
I do see the doubt. Yeah.
Every time I go somewhere to the grocery store, somebody offend me, man. I'm like, God damn this fucking place, man. I hate coming outside.
I hate being around these fucking people.
Exactly.
You know?
But that just goes back to the laziness because, like I said, man, drinking trouble is hot. A lot of these motherfuckers make it.
They're not gonna make it, bro. You gotta think of when the lights go off, man. People gonna panic, and you know there's a saying: the ones that panic first, the ones that's gonna die first.
Right.
You know?
That is the thing.
Revelation 17 and 9, and here's the mind which had wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, which goes into 7 kingdoms or 7 governments. You know? 10. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. Verse 11. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and going in perdition, going into America, coming out of Britain. 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So the beast going into NATO and the EU. You know, so a king must have a kingdom, which goes into the beast, being symbolic of a king. They had 10 horns, representing 10 different conglomerate nations coming together, which they are, for the most part, they are on one accord. Okay, because they're going to give their power. And read it. It says, "These have one of mine, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast." So they're on one accord with NATO over there, all those nations. You know, because they're going to have to defend themselves against other nations, such as Russia. You know. Verse 14. "These shall make war with the Lamb." And I believe that was President Bush in 1991. He said, the 80s? That was Reagan?
Was Reagan.
Oh, okay. I believe he said that in case of an outer war threat, all nations got to come together. Right? It says, "And the Lamb shall overcome them." So it's going to come to a point to where these nations, they're going to be wars, rumors of war, skirmishes here. But it's going to come to a point where they're going to put aside their differences to fight the Lord. You know? It says, and the Lamb is Yahushua, shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Which right now we're called. Lord willing, we'll be chosen. Lord willing, we'll be part of the faithful. You know, because that's the ones that stood stiffly for the name. You know.
It's just the Quran.
15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitude and nations and tongues. So that shows you right there the U.S. embassies, consulates, different places where America has its hand in, you know, these other nations' pocket, pretty much. 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, which they're going to turn upon this place, man. You know? And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So those nations that were once allied, they're going to shoot nukes too, along with Gog and Magog, along with Persia, Moab, you know. For the Most High had put in their hearts to fulfill his will. So going back to Proverbs, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Turning it, man. So right now he got them on one accord. But pretty soon he's going to turn the 10 against the whore, along with these other nations. See, right now what the Lord is doing, he's gathering these nations, all right, to jump in the beef between Israel and Iran. Because that fulfills them being the least of the flock. You know, which is going to get the Holy Land hit and the whore hit. You know, for jumping in.
That's why you say they should think an evil thought.
Yep.
Was that saying, you may have won the battle, but you still got to win the war.
Right.
So a lot of these is just little battles is happening.
Yep.
Skirmishes, you know what I mean? But the ultimate showdown is going to be the WW3.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 45. Jeremiah 50 and verse 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that he had taken against Babylon. That's dealing with the USA. And his purposes that he had proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. The least of the flock being the FJs, you know. You got them saying right now, we need aid from, you know, from the USA. You know, they went ahead, they took out another Hamas leader, I forgot his name, but I believe Biden told him not to. They're doing this shit anyway. So prophecy is being fulfilled to where they're drawing out the whore to the Middle East. But when they come, who's back in Persia? Russia.
Biden knows, whoever they knows, they didn't want the FJs to do what they did, because they know that eventually they're gonna have to step in it when Russia step in it. So they trying to avoid World War III, which is the third war. You know what I'm saying? But Lord is putting in what's the dude? Not a Jew.
Yeah, Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah, the dude the dumb shit.
Yeah,
so they can draw the. So he can, you know what I'm saying?
He's standing on business over there.
Well, because it's in his backyard.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why this is.
I'm sorry, but you gotta imagine you got a kingdom, right? And you know what I'm saying? Your kingdom has a border, but on your border you got your enemies.
Right.
So just like they let them in, so they could start massacring those people, which that's what Esau does, false double F's. You know? That's his whole MO.
Right.
He wanted to set you up to fulfill his will. He calls it order of chaos. Allow the chaos to happen so he could bring his form of order.
Right.
You know?
But see, that's what America is, though. It's a bully unto those who they can push over and walk over. But when a contender step up to the plate, now it's like, okay, let's talk about this.
Right. Now we gotta use diplomacy.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
You know what I'm saying? This shit is a joke, man. These fucking players. I'm tired of these pussy ass fucking politicians, man. You know what I mean? Sending these, young women, young men and well, not women, into these wars, man. These people, children, they sending off.
These people don't even want. These people don't want to go to war. They're not fit for war. They're gonna have to be chipped and dipped. They're gonna have to make them super soldiers.
Right. Yeah.
Any other way, they ain't fit.
Exoskeleton suits.
They're gonna need all the help they can get, man. Those other nations, they coming.
Tony Starks.
Have you seen that workout with the Koreans? How they train?
Right.
They breaking your body with their hands.
Yeah.
So I was watching. I said, yeah, we don't need that shit.
Yeah. But that's in their culture.
Yeah.
That Taekwondo, martial arts. That's a lot of schools that open here in America. A lot of those was ex-soldiers that came over from Korea and they started those schools.
I mean, we know the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but as a man, it kind of got me in a different spirit. Wanting to get in shape, self-defense. Those are things you should learn as a man, but America don't push that on you.
Right.
Yeah.
From a child. Like your dad should be showing certain things like that, how to, handle yourself in certain fights.
Yeah, self-defense, because, you gotta protect yourself, and then you grow up as a man, you're gonna have a family. You gotta be able to defend them.
I forgot what the guy was. It was in the Book of Chronicles, the time of King David. It was a man, he had nothing but sons that he raised for war for the army for King David.
Oh, wow.
All his sons, it was a lot of them. And he all raised them up for like war, like they were like militant family. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Mighty men of valor.
But don't the scripture tell you that your children are like arrows in your quiver?
We just saw that. I don't know if you peeped, but we was driving here on the back of the car. That scripture was there.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yep. Which goes into that's our culture. But see, what Christianity has done, that's what I'm saying. What Christianity has done is completely did a number on our people, man.
Right.
To where they don't even want to fight.
Yeah.
It was a book that was taken out. It was called the Book of War. That was supposed to be in the Bible. One of the canons of the Bible called the Book of War. But they didn't make it to the canon. That's like in the Old Testament at the time. David and there's other books that is based on war.
Oh, wow. Well, the Lord is a man of war.
Exactly.
So right now we're spiritual. We're fishermen. Right now we're fishing, but the fishermen are gonna become what? Hunters.
Right. And that's believable because when you pry open the Apocrypha, you want to really know about the Maccabees and the type of warfare they took upon themselves. You know what I'm saying? So imagine the books, the lost books, the scrolls and stuff has been, it's crazy.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3. Which we have what we need.
Exactly.
Because you have people that are going to the book of Enoch, the book of Jasher. You shouldn't be into that shit. That's, just stick with the Bible, the Apocrypha. Because the scripture does say, beware to make it of many books. If you get in certain of those books, you'll bug out. No?
I've seen that firsthand. Some people in my family read so many books, you just gone. You confuse yourself after a while. You don't know what you believe in. You don't read so many. All the books that you read conflict with each other. Contradict each other. Confusion.
This is Zephaniah 3 and verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, until the day that I rise up to the praise. So right now we're in the spirit of fishers, because we're fishing, in the hopes of still in the hopeful elect, because the others who are not of the elect, they're not going to get this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. They're not going to be able to receive it. Only the elect going to be able to receive it. know. So right now, we're waiting on the Lord as fishermen. We're not trying to take down Esau. We can't. They'll be out of order. You know, because Ezekiel 37 says what? A great army. They stood upon their feet as a great army. You know. So the Most High being the man of war, Yahushua being King of Kings, Lord of Lords, you gotta wait on the Lord. You know? Therefore, wait ye upon me, said Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, until the day that I rise up to the plate. For my determination is to gather the nations. So that's what the Lord is doing right now. Nations are being gathered, alliances are being formed. Weak is saying I'm strong. Spirit of war is in the air right now, man. You know, all eyes are on the Middle East right now. You know, and in this country too, because people are aware of what possibility of civil war. Which, when that happens, the sleeper cells that are here, they're gonna get active too.
Right.
You see?
When you look at what's going on in the UK, I was just watching it before we came, before I came out here. They're modeling everything off of what's happening here in the United States with the whole immigration thing. They were just regurgitating a lot of the same shit that the sentiments these Americans have towards, these foreign people coming here, taking jobs. It was the same shit.
It's the same playbook.
Exactly.
Same playbook from the same devil.
Exactly.
You know? It says, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation. So the Lord is strategically gathering all their asses together. Okay? They're going to fight each other for World War III. But in the midst of that, they're going to turn and fight the Lord. But that's the Lord putting them all together, locking their ass in all rooms so he can fuck them up all at once.
You know? What was that? Was that Glass?
Mr. Glass?
When he was like, you're not locked in here with me.
Okay.
No, he was like, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Oh, that's my man. He was locked in prison?
Yeah, he started beating their
They was trying to fuck with him, right?
Yeah, that's it. But that's what the Lord's doing, like you said.
Yep. It says, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. And that goes into the concentrated energy from the chariots and also the nuclear missiles. You know?
I think that was Dark Man. The movie Dark Man.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm trying to remember what movie that was when you said I heard that too.
The scripture says, man, the third woe coming quickly, you know? This is Joel 3. Joel 3:1 from the top. It says, judgment on Israel's enemies, right? For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, which that means the Lord taking us out of slavery, the great deliverance, the second Exodus, you know? 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and that's over there in the Middle East. Jehoshaphat or Yehoshaphat valley, war of Armageddon, mountain of troops, you know? And will plead with them there for my people. Now, word plead, it don't mean to beg, but it means to judge, to execute judgment for what you did to my people. So the whole reason why this happened over there is for us. You gotta look at it that way. The reason for World War III is for what these nations did unto us, you know? And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Because you got the so-called Palestinians, that ain't their land either. You got the El Aqsa Mosque, which they dedicated to their God, Allah. That shit gonna get destroyed too. The Wailing Wall, it's all idolatry over there, man. You know, they talk about building the third temple. We are the third temple that's being built. Each brother being a brick. You know. Verse 3, they have cast lots for my people, and that's You can watch movies like Roots,
Yeah.
12 Years a Slave, Django Unchained, Drum, you know, on and on, man. And have given a boy for an harlot, which I believe it shows you that in Drum. You know, you had the showing of a big Jake and a white woman filling all over him.
Yeah. That
You
was
know?
Django.
Yep.
No, Mandingo.
Mandingo.
Yeah, Mandingo. It showed you that too in Goodbye Uncle Tom.
Yep.
They had, I think they was over there in one of them islands in the Caribbean. They
Yep.
had the children up in there lathering them down with oil. Yeah, even the actors, I don't even know if they paid them to do it, but I seen one of the little girls was looking like, what the fuck is he doing? You know what I'm saying? Like they, you know, crazy.
That goes into what he did to our people, man. The whole buck breaking, what he did to the woman. Sick, you know.
What's that? The one with the cat stand up on my bed with two eggs who made the what's that? Birth of a Nation.
That Turner.
Remember they had his little daughter in the bed. That shit was happening. They had like Jake's teenage, like, you know what I'm saying, young daughters in the bed. You know what I mean?
Bad wenches.
Bed wenches, man. Shit crazy, man.
You know.
I don't know if I could have did it, man. We'd all have to die that day.
The Most High ain't gonna forgive Esau, man.
Right.
But he don't got it on our spirit to forgive him.
Right.
You know? And sold a girl for wine that they might drink. This is what these devils would do. Sell our people for wine, mustard done, sex slaves,
Right.
having their way. You know? So you gotta pay for that.
Yeah.
4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine, which the true Palestinians are Hamites, but they're not up there anymore. They got displaced. Just like the true Egyptians, they're not in Egypt right now. A lot of Ishmaelites are in Egypt. They're in Sudan. You know, even Libya, that's northern Africa. You would think, oh, those are Hamites. A lot of Ishmaelites are in Libya. You know? So when you go to Ezekiel 38, it says Ethiopia, which those are still Ham, majority. But Libya, Ishmael's in Libya. Ishmael's in Egypt. You know?
Different kind of nations within nations, like Cushites. Ethiopia, they consider Cushite, but they still Ham.
Right.
They're still descendants of Ham.
So the true Palestinians, those Philistines, that's who David was warring against, man. Goliath. You know? Even Samson was fucking them up. You know? Joel 3 and 4. And all the coast of Palestine will you render me a recompense? The modern day so-called Palestinians, those people are Elam, Persians, Ishmael, Asher. They're all mixed up over there. The word Arab means mixed. You know, so it's a mixture of different nations.
Is the Turkish too mixed in with that, with Ishmael?
Yep. Because you got Turkey, Russia, and Iran.
Yeah.
They're all together. You know, that's Ezekiel 38.
Even some of those Turkish Edomites too.
Yep. It's going back to
The Ottomans.
Ottomans.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of asking.
That's what they were saying Genghis Khan was.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But he wasn't no Moab.
That makes sense.
Because he was a different kind of, you call them Mongols. He was a Mongol, so they came from the mountainous region. So, because he conquered China, and I think you said he tried to do it with Japan, but they ran him out of there.
Oh, yeah. Jake Samurais fucked him up.
But how they dressed, look at how the ancient Turkish dressed. They had that Mongolian type dressing style, like they had them furry hats with the spike on it, with the
back to Russia.
Yup, and them big wool with them big boots made of badger fur or what you call it, beaver fur boots and all that. That's how they dress. That's how the Mongolians dress. So that would make sense for him to be Edomite. He wasn't Moab. I think they came down and conquered like China and certain areas. Started mingling with them. That's why they started looking the way they look. All the original Chinese, when they show like the whole picture, back like an old film picture of
Dark
the motion
skin.
picture. It was all dark skin like this. You know what I'm saying?
Which they are what come from Shem, right?
Yeah, they come from Shem. All the major nations come from Shem. Moab, Chinese, Shem. Japanese, Shem.
Right.
Persia, Shem. Indians, Elam, Shem. Assyrian, Asher. People of Damascus, Shem. You know, Esau, Shem.
Yeah.
You know?
He just got cursed with leprosy.
Joel 3 and 5. I'll finish off 4. It says, and if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. And this happened during the time of the Greeks we just read, and also 70 AD too. Because you have the Ark of Titus, which the Ark of Titus commemorates them sacking Jerusalem and taking our shit. You know? Verse 6, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. And this scripture is talking about the Edomites. Like you got that movie, I believe it's called Shaka Zulu. I think this is the name of it. But in the movie, he says, these are the wandering Jews of Africa.
Yeah.
You know? He says, behold, I will raise them out of the place where ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. Just like right now we're being raised up. That alludes to Ezekiel 37. You know, the dry bones, getting the breath back, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, standing upon our feet out here in great boldness, cussing the people out who once afflicted us. This is all prophecy. You know, bone coming to his bone. This is the brotherhood, the camps coming together. You know?
So that's the flesh, the sinews coming back into the dry bones, right?
Yep. Which we understand who we are again.
Right.
But then deeper than that, we got the breath too, because we calling upon the true name and we know the prophecies. And we have a faith in that. You know, because a lot of our people, they might know they're an Israelite, but they ain't calling upon that name. Like a lot of these celebrities they know. You know, like Floyd Mayweather, you know, a lot of these guys know. You know, but what are they doing with that? They just got the skin, they don't got the breath.
Right. And then they got a confused doctrine, because who's that? Stoudemire.
Yep.
He relates to the fact that he is a Jew, but then he'll side with the FJs over there. So he's confused.
I believe Shine too.
Yeah.
He used to be with Bad Boy.
Yeah.
I believe him too. He's an FJ.
Who was the football player? Was that Barry White? The football player. When he turned into before he died, he started to believe in but it was the FJ's religion. Barry White, what's his name?
I forget his name, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah, but
I know what you're talking about. He played in a lot of movies too, as well.
not a lot of movies. I think
Like
it's the Refrigerator Perry.
No, it wasn't Refrigerator Perry. Refrigerator Perry died way.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. We did play a lot of black exploitation movies.
Was it Barry White?
I know what you're talking about. Kind of big, but he was like somewhat like a coon like type of dude after a while. He became.
He started advocating for the Jewish religion. Like he kind of like, but his docs, he was off. He kind of went more towards the FJ version of it.
He was old.
Was
he older? You know.
He wasn't super old when he passed. He wasn't super old. I'll look it up.
This is back in Joel 3 at verse 8. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua has spoken. So it's like it says in Revelation, as thou hast been done, do unto her double. You know, so we have to get our payback, man.
Sabians, that's the Ethiopians. That's the ancient name. It's Ethiopian at my job one time some years back. I said, you a Sabian. He's like, how you know that? How you know that? That's how you know the Bible's real.
Yeah, it's real. Even Ishmael, you go in there. Hey, what's up, Ishmael?
Yup.
They know.
Yup. So how you know that? You understand?
But yeah, just like we were sold, you're gonna be sold, man. Just like we had to serve captivity, you're gonna do 1,000 years of captivity.
Right.
The only difference is you actually gonna be fucking exterminated, man. Obadiah 1 and 18. You know? Verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. So this is what we're proclaiming, that war is coming. You know, World War III is coming. Now, before it happens, the economy is gonna collapse. The mark of the beast is gonna be implemented, man. It has to come first. You know, the reason why it has to come first is because this is gonna be the war to end all wars. So how could it come? You know, how could World War III happen before it? Because people still got to take this. Even in the book of Job, it says that the Lord is going to destroy Esau by raining upon him while he's eating. So that means he's going to be getting people to take his mark. You know, he's going to get a lot of people with it. And also, Revelation 16 got to be fulfilled. So people are going to take that, and they're going to receive a grievous sword. The elect, some members of the elect are not going to take it. They're going to get beheaded. You know, so things still have to happen. You know.
That goes in some Salaki. That goes in when he said you should rain on why you should eat. You know, like that saying when you get ready to eat something, and somebody come and flip the table over you, like you thought you about to have a good dinner. I come kick the table over, nobody eat.
Yeah. Like a little kid got the ice cream cone, you go to lick it, it falls.
Yup.
Joel 3 and 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, like that video you sent, man. The mighty men being woke. You know? Everybody is mad at the West, or if they're not mad at the West, they're mad at the FJs. But that's Esau. So the whole earth is rising up against Esau once again. You know? Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, and let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. So these are forming instruments, man. Pruning hook, plowshare, use that to farm. You know, which represents these nations. They're taking their money and they're beefing up their military. They're making alliances. They're getting nuclear weaponry. Why are they doing this? To defend themselves against the West or against Amalek. You know. Let the weak say, "I am strong." Because one point, these nations wouldn't dare say shit to the West. They wouldn't make any statement in the news articles. None of that. Now the way they're talking, you know they could back it up. You know,
President of the Philippines.
Doris
He talked mad shit some years ago.
Yep, because he know you got Russia right there. Which the Most High has Russia as a bodyguard unto these nations, man. You know, to defend them from the bully that is the West.
I just like how when you was young, cats in the neighborhood fuck with you, and when your big brother come home from prison,
Yep.
now he's like, yeah, nigga, my brother home.
Yep.
Like, it was good.
Yep, Russia's that big brother, man. Then Russia's on bullshit. They ain't taking shit, you know. Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh Shem Shai. Let the heathen, the other nations, it says, let the heathen be wakened, which means to be roused up and incite to violence. All right, so you're in a war, you're not thinking about death. You don't care at that point. So that's a cold spirit got to be on you, you know. And come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
That goes into 2nd Edges 13.
Yep, that's it, yep. That's exactly what I was going to get. I was reading that last night.
Beckett 3:16.
Yep. You could get Habakkuk, please.
Yep.
I'm going to get Revelations 16. This is Revelation 16. And verse 12, dealing with the sixth vial, which the sixth vial is making preparation for the War of Armageddon, or World War III, you know. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. So the kings of the east side of Euphrates, the Most High is drying that river up so that they can come over and, you know, join the other forces and do battle, man, against the west and the least of the flock.
They really did it drawn up like 2 years ago, right?
You know? So that's a great omen right there, man.
Which one of those, when it dried up, it showed the Omega sign? The Alpha, the Omega, was that here? Or was that over there?
I believe that was over there.
Okay, yeah, that's crazy.
You know? 13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. Which I believe goes into you know, the Catholicism, Rome, the London financial, you know, and the DC, the military, you know. 14, for they are the spirit of devils, working miracles, which go forth, which with their religion, their technology, and their finances, and their military. You got direct energy weapons. You got, you know, the lasers, what they happened to Maui. You got the chipping technology. You got the harp, you know. CERN.
Black arts. Witchcraft.
It says, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 16. When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice, rottenness entered into my bones. And I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble.
See, this proves that all the prophets were on one accord. They all saw the same things, you know? Because this is kind of like what Edges was going into, you know?
When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops.
Which goes into, I believe you sent another video, which some people say it was birds. But the scripture says that's birds flying where the Lord defends Jerusalem.
Sure, there was a whole bunch of them.
A whole fleet.
And
that's how the Lord's going to come, though.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it says as birds flying, that's how the Lord's going to defend Jerusalem, which is our people.
So if they was birds, how the fuck they was glowing? Is that when they radioactive birds? Like,
they was Bill Gates birds.
Right. I mean, those people are in so much denial, man. They not even fooling themselves, bro.
Right.
It's crazy.
This is Ezekiel 38. Wait, was that it? That was the point?
Yep, that's it.
All right. Ezekiel 38 and 1. And the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, which that's dealing with that landmass known as Russia. So it's talking about the Russians. Now, you do have a lot of Israelites over there, but mostly the ones in power are Esau. Because they could be Jakes too. Because our people started Russia, you know, and there's a false doctrine saying that after the Lord takes down His kingdom, the Russians are going to rule. But that's bullshit, man. Because after the Lord and the elect come off those ships, which is New Jerusalem coming down from heaven, they're gonna have power. All right, so they're gonna subdue all the nations, like the troops you saw. Whoever didn't get sent to the Middle East to be destroyed, men with spiritual power are gonna have fun.
Right.
Whooping their ass, putting them in subjection.
That's proves to me like this Kyrie and Kent don't have they're faithless. They don't believe. They want this to perpetuate. They want this man to continue to rule. You know what I'm saying? That's all. They was arguing that some years ago.
Yeah, I remember that. It was also saying that you don't have to worship Yahweh Shai, which goes back to the point we were making earlier, how some some of these guys, they have this, they know who they are. They have the skin, but they don't have the breath.
Right.
You know?
So wait, so their argument is they're saying that like when World War III kick off, and what in between that and when Yahushua come back, or after Yahushua come back, is they gonna rule?
Well, pretty much they're saying that after the World War III, right, and
Yeah.
after these nations get subdued,
Yeah.
after Yahushua come, during the time, it's going to be a time where Russia rules.
Oh,
That's bullshit.
hell. I can see the argument they saying that Russia, because that's gonna be the bear, right? That's gonna be the ruling. That's gonna be the time where Russia's gonna step in and be like the forefront for the other nations, right? The heathens, Iran. I can see they saying at that point, but after Yahweh, nah, hell nah.
Well, they're not going to rule at all because
Right.
America's the last empire to rule,
Exactly.
according to prophecy.
Yeah.
So they, you know, looking at the prophets, they can't be prophets.
Yeah, that's crazy.
See?
Nah.
They tripping.
Yeah, I can see they were saying it like in that little slither, because Russia's gonna be the go-to,
Russia's going to be used as a tool
catalyst.
to gather the other nations to go against the West.
Right.
Because you got to have a contender. Like
Yeah.
who's going to contend with the West? Russia. But that don't mean they're going to rule at all.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just going up to fulfill prophecy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, to shoot their nukes.
Right.
You
They
know?
ain't gonna have no incremental rulership.
Yeah.
Nothing. They're just gonna be the catapult to start World War III.
Yeah.
Or gonna use them and then boom, gather them in that one section, destroy it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what I mean. That in that little slither of time, but not after. Nah, hell, that's crazy.
But they're not gonna have any. You know, they're just being used.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 38 and verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, which is, when you set your face against something, you're rebuking it.
Yeah, you turning it back
You know,
like that.
set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And say, thus said Yahweh Hashem Shai power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. So the Lord is against them.
Yeah.
So the Lord ain't about to let them rule.
Yeah.
You know, so the Lord is the prophecy says that
Right.
they're gonna be stirred up, all right, to come against the West, to guard these other nations for the third woe. So they're being gathered too.
Hey yo, I remember some years ago, even Putin himself said it. He quoted, like he said, the Bible said, we're going to destroy you.
Yep.
We're going to do it with you.
Yep.
Hey, who else said that? And I think to Isaiah back in ancient
Cyrus.
times, Cyrus, he knew that the Lord sent him to, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, I think that's too why he brought out a lot of that Russian icon shit with that interview with him and Carlson. He know.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. The videos is all out there. So I think that's why a lot of times you see with Moab, they be fucking all high on their horse and they hate so-called, you know what I mean, black people because they know that we called them out to be Moab incest babies and they don't like this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it says in Ammonite or Moabite, they can never enter into the congregation.
Yeah,
So they would never be accepted by us. So that makes sense.
yeah.
You know?
There's an actual book on that too, saying that they Mongol. It's called Mongols. That means, you know,
Mongoloid.
Mongoloids. Yeah, yep. It's a book on it. It's telling them they can't.
What's that? Down syndrome.
Incest, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Which goes back to Lot,
yeah,
to his daughters.
yeah.
You know? Ezekiel 38 and 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. So the Most High is in control of this army. So right now they are preoccupied with Ukraine, you know, which they're still sending aid to the Middle East too. But all their attention is going to be forced over there. You know, it's going to have to be. And I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So they're going to be armed to the teeth,
Busy.
strapped, you know. 5, it says Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, which those are Hamites, Libya, modern people who are in Libya are Ishmael. With them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. So Turkey's going to get involved too, which I believe might have been last year or earlier this year. You had a meeting between Turkey, Iran, and Russia, those different presidents thereof. You know.
That's the bricks right there.
Yep. Verse 7. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So if you're guarding something, you ain't gonna let nothing touch it.
Yeah.
You know?
That was the point of Russia being a guard of the nations for that particular point in time. But after that, once the Habashai come back, then Russia gonna rule what?
Why? What do you don't have to guard?
You know what I
The Lord's
mean?
gonna destroy it.
Yeah.
The nations that Russia's guarding, they're gonna get destroyed in the valley of Jehoshaphat too.
Right.
Because all these nations gonna be over there fighting each other. In the midst of the Lord returning, they're gonna say, "Oh shit, we got a, a friend of how it says going, enemy of my enemy is my friend,"
Right.
something to that effect.
Yeah.
So they're gonna all come together to.
And ain't that really just going to be the military forces there? He's not, because what the scriptures say, he's not going to make an end of all flesh. So it's just the military is going to get destroyed at that point, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to be put into servitude with
Yep.
other nations.
Yep.
Is it for 1,000 years or just Esau?
1,000 years.
And then they'll be put back in their own land, and Esau going to get wiped the fuck out.
Yep.
Okay, see? Gotta clean that shit up. They made that statement,
Oh, they've been saying that for years.
you know, and misconstrued it from that little point. That's crazy.
They also teach the immortals, really gonna be immortals.
Yeah.
Immortals.
And they say, the outside gonna be immortal.
Yeah, but what's that going and saying after you're gonna live about 1,000 years and then
Die. Yeah, they're haters.
come back somehow?
That sounds like a hater.
That's crazy.
K teach that same thing too.
Because if that's the case, look at the people of old. They lived to be 1,000 years. Methuselah lived to be 1,000 years. So that wouldn't even make sense.
Which the Lord said he said, there shall be no more death, neither
Right.
crying nor sorrow. You know?
Crazy, bro.
That just shows you right there they faithless. They really don't believe in the scriptures.
This is 2nd Edges 13. I'm reading from the Good News Translation. But yeah, those are seducing spirits. You know, saying that you don't have to worship Yahushua, saying that the Russians going to rule for a period of time, saying no matter what name you call upon, you don't have to teach in the winter. Seducing spirits. You know? 2nd Edges 13 and 1, Good News Translation. The 7 days passed, and the following night I had a dream. In my dream I saw a wind coming up out of the sea and stirring up great waves. So that's how. So it's dealing with Yahushua coming back, but it's not going to come actually out the ocean. It's going to come out of the sky, firmament.
Exactly.
You know.
It's gonna break it's gonna break the firmament, it's gonna open, just like how you see on Independence Day when the cherry or black smoke came around there, everything just started cracking and moved off the waves, like the sky just parted.
Well, because what they call up there the ozone layer is the firmament. That's why they say they never really went out in space, because you got to break through that layer. Yeah, that Van Allen.
Verse 3. As I watched, the wind brought with it out of the sea what looked like a man, and he was flying on the clouds that goes into the chariots of Israel. of what the world will call the UFOs. How it says in Habakkuk, his troops. When he turned his face, everything he looked at began to tremble. Because when, you gotta imagine, when people see this, they actually going to have heart attacks. They're gonna be afraid. They're not gonna understand. They're gonna think we're really under alien invasion. Because Esau has put up so much confusion.
Propaganda.
You don't know what to believe, man.
You know, green men, guys, and eggheads.
So people gonna be bugging out.
Exactly.
You know? When he turned his face, everything he looked at began to tremble, and when he spoke, everyone who heard his voice melted like wax in a fire. So when I heard that voice going into the destructive energy that's coming from the chariot, because the chariot's gonna be destroying shit, man.
Right.
Like in Independence Day, destroyed the White House. That's the voice coming down.
War of the Worlds.
You know?
Happened shit.
And shit is gonna melt like wax in the fire.
Right.
People gonna melt.
Exactly.
You know.
Disintegrate.
I looked again and I saw a crowd too large to count. Now this is those armies we've been reading about. They're gonna be gathered together in the Middle East, right? They were people gathered together from all parts of the world to fight against a man who had come up out of the sea. So we're gonna gather them over there, but they gonna understand that, oh shit, we got a
Bigger threat.
We got a bigger threat. You know?
Guys and Israelites in the corner was something.
Right.
Then I watched the man carve out a high mountain and fly upon it, which is that chariot or fathership, you know, which I believe there was one seen that's the size of America.
Yeah.
So that thing is huge,
Right.
you know. I tried to see the place or the region from which the mountain was carved, but I couldn't. I mean, it was so big. He tried to see where, like, damn, where's the end, where it came from.
One end.
You know, it's just,
Right.
you know. Then I saw that all the people who had come together to make war against him were terrified, but they still prepared to fight him.
That's the orders from their ranking officers.
Yep.
Fire up
Get
that
out
shit
there.
right now.
That's gonna be crazy. Y'all imagine these nations, they're fighting each other, right?
Yeah.
Blowing each other up, stabbing the shit out of each other.
Right.
The chariot comes, everybody stop.
Right.
Now we gotta fight the Lord.
Did y'all catch the Godzilla on Netflix?
Yeah, I see.
That was like that scene when they were telling them, get out, go into the to the aircraft and shoot the missile at Godzilla. He got up and that bitch was like, what the fuck? He was like, hell nah, I ain't about to squeeze shit. Yeah, man, that's the ranking up. Like, get out there and fight, go.
It says, when the man saw the great crowd advancing to attack him, he did not take up any weapons. The only thing I saw was what looked like a stream of fire coming out of his mouth. He sent a flaming wind from his lips and a storm of sparks from his tongue. The stream of fire, the flaming wind, and the great storm combined and swept down on the crowd that was coming to attack him and burned them all up. So all the troops come. So the Lord is gathering all of them up in one place so he could get them all at one time. The Most High is a perfect man of war, man.
Right. Checkmate.
So all what we see now is just chess pieces being moved. You know? Because what this is also causing, that all of those Arab nations, Muslims, they're putting aside their differences and they're coming together too. You know? Dragons of Arabia, you know? It says, in a single moment, that crowd too large to count vanished, and there was nothing left but powdery ashes and the smell of smoke. I was shocked when I saw what happened. Then I saw the man come down from the mountain, so that's the New Jerusalem, come down from heaven, to see Yahushua coming down, right? And call another large crowd unto him. because that's the Most High gathering his elect. Check this out. It says, this was a peace-loving crowd. That's the meek, you know. All sorts of people came. Some were happy. That's the elect gonna be happy, you know, because they understand. Some were sad. Some had their hands and feet tied, and some brought others as gifts to the Lord. So some people are gonna be chained up. Because where they're going, they're gonna be sold, just like it says in Joel. You know.
And that's the rituals.
That's gonna be the elites.
Yep.
Yep. Psalms, but book of Psalms chapter 149, they said that we should bind their noblemen and kings.
Yep. And they're gonna be sad. So in between that time, the Most High is gonna have to give his men spiritual power, right, to become hunters, to go and get them. Because it said when the Lord comes down, they're gonna be brought to the Lord, chained up. So, but they're gonna be hiding though. They're gonna be in bunkers, military bases.
Well, that goes into the scripture too of he that refuses to serve me, bring him hither,
Yep.
so I can slay them before me.
Yep. So going into your false prophets too.
Yeah.
You know, people who sold out will be brought to.
Right.
One of the brothers, some brother on Instagram got an AI picture going on. They showing like all the elites and the angels and the elect men got them all chained up and shit. I was like, I think I said it a few times in the chat. I got that in the chat. Word.
I just had an epiphany of how that shit gonna look.
Yeah.
Remember the scene in the Planet of the Apes?
Yep.
One of the newer ones when they had captured Caesar's people, and they had them chained up, and they was bringing them in, and they had them in the concentration camp working.
Yep.
That's how it's gonna look with these Edomites.
Yep.
All these other motherfuckers, man, just gonna hoard them in. They're gonna be walking in chains, hoarding them in.
Yep.
Large groups.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. Verse finishing off 13. I was so frightened that I woke up. I prayed to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the Most High, and said, Lord, you have been showing me all these marvelous things. You have considered me worthy and have heard my prayers. Now please show me the meaning of this dream also. I have been thinking how terrible it will be for the people who will be living in those days. How much worse for those who do not survive. They will be in great sorrow because they did not enjoy any of the pleasures reserved for the last days. You know, so even though this is very scary times, we're blessed a lot to see this.
Yeah.
You know, because just like the Lord said, blessed are your eyes for they see, and you see.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, you gotta send me that, man. That's fine.
I think I did send it in the group chat.
Okay.
And what's that one? What's that one? I think it's from King David. It says, the 9 things to see your children grow and to see the fall of your enemy.
Yep. He that liveth to see the fall of his enemy, man.
Yep.
And what about slapping chains on the ass?
Right.
You know?
Right. I mean, what's that? An eye for an eye.
Yep.
Which
That's another law.
Yeah.
No?
So going to captivity.
It says, they will be in great sorrow because they will not enjoy any of the pleasures reserved for those for the last days. 19. But how terrible also for those who do survive. They will have to face great dangers and many troubles as the dreams have shown. But that's the elect. You know, you don't have to go through great tribulations to get to the kingdom.
Right.
But the Lord is going to allow you to make it through that because you're part of the elect. So you have people that say, oh, you need to get out the city. The Most High said in 2nd Esdras 16, they're going to have a few people left in the city. Just like you search a vineyard, right? You don't get all the grapes, it's like something left over. So these troops, they're not going to get everybody. The standard's going to be lifted up. You know? And it says, they will have to face great dangers and many troubles as the dreams have shown. Nevertheless, it is better to pass through these dangers and reach the end than to disappear like a cloud from this world and never see what takes place in the last days. So even though we may want to, get out of here, we're blessed.
Right.
So we about to see all this shit happen.
Right.
Lord willing.
Hey, boy, Bill Gates said, yeah, you want to make us eat bugs and shit. Come on, don't make that motherfucker eat rocks in the kingdom. That shit not. Keep that shit up.
Right.
Rocks.
Well, they showed you that in that movie, Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
When they had the people on that chain just riding around. They had to feed them somehow. So they motherfuckers got creative and they started harvesting bugs. And shit, which they are lawful. You can eat certain bugs,
Right,
you
locusts,
get protein
crickets.
from them.
Yep.
So, I mean, shit, either that bitch will take a fucking blame.
But he'll feed you cockroaches,
Yeah.
nasty shit.
Yeah.
Shit that'll make you
shit.
sick.
Exactly.
Yeah. With like locusts and crickets.
Yeah.
You might not want to, might not be pleasant, but to sustain you.
What I've learned, like when I had went vegan, the seasoning. You put some good seasoning on any goddamn thing, boy, you gonna be like ooh.
Creole seasoning and slap your mama.
Hell yeah.
You saw the damn good. I heard they put sawdust and Pringles. Man.
Oh yeah. When you look at the shit, it's potato crisp, so it's not actually made from potatoes. That's the devil, man.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta read everything. His wording.
Even with the cheese, I'm guilty of eating these cheese noodles and cheesy whatever it is, the yellow stuff. I heard that's on iguana feces.
Oh wow. What?
Yeah.
Damn.
All kind of shit,
You know,
bro.
that's not really cheese. That's iguana feces.
Yeah.
Dried up iguana feces. You know what I'm saying?
Defiled bread, man.
Yeah. Cause this
Damn.
devil hate us, man. Wouldn't you feed your enemies some bullshit?
Definitely. Well, in our law, we can feed our enemy dead.
Eat this shit sandwich, man.
That's a ginger. You understand what you're doing?
Yep. They feeding us all type of shit, man.
Tell them, bitch.
Destroying our people.
Yeah.
They gotta pay for that, man.
Crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Can't eat nothing here, man.
Nothing here, man. I hate it here.
This is 2 Ezra 13 and verse 21. He answered, I will explain to you the meaning of the vision and answer the questions you have asked. You have raised questions. That's the battery's on 10%. So I'm gonna end it here anyway. I will explain to you the meaning of the vision and answer the questions you have asked. You have raised questions about those who will survive until the end. The answer is that the one who brings the dangers in those days will also protect from danger the people who have stored up good works and faithfulness. See, we call lawyer about Shimon Shah. That's what we're doing right now. Because out here is good works and faith. It takes faith to come out here. Then we do the lessons throughout the week. Pray, fast, study.
What is that? That's putting our treasures up in heaven.
Exactly.
Not in the grave where moth and mold and get to it.
It's about to say that too. It says, the people who have stored up good works and faithfulness with God, the Almighty One. It says, you may be certain that those who survive are far more fortunate than those who die. 25. This is the meaning of the vision. The man you saw coming up out of the sea represents the one whom the Most High has kept ready for many ages, which is Yahweh Shai. He will free the world he created and establish the new order for those who survive, the real new order, which is going to be the rulership of the Israelites, policing the world and governing the earth with the law, statutes, and commandments found in the Bible.
Right. Doesn't that go into him loosening the chains? Yahweh Shai is the only one that could
broke the seals.
broke the seal.
From Revelation 5.
Right.
Right, was him giving us his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and making us kings and priests so that we could reign on the earth. Matter of fact, can you get that? It's Revelation 5 and 9 through 10. Read it.
The book of Revelation, chapter 5, verse 10. And has made us unto Yahweh.
Start up a little. Start at 8.
8. The book of Revelation, chapter 5, verse 8. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harp and golden bowls full of odors, which are the prayers of saints.
So our prayers are like sweet incense going up. You know, like you may at your home, you may burn incense, Palo Santo, frankincense, and myrrh. But your prayers are like incense. The angel take them up, Angel Raphael. Tells you that book of Tobit. You know?
Take them up in the fire. The angels go up in the fire. Smoke.
Yep.
Verse 9. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art not worthy to take the book, to open the seals thereof.
Which that's Yahushua. Yahushua is worthy to be worshipped and praised. Because he made the sacrifice to save all Israel. Because all Israel's going to be saved. It's just that 2/3 of our people, they're not going to make it on this first go-around. You see? But they are going to come back in the kingdom. So they're going to be good. You know? Keep going.
And to open the seals thereof.
Which is the scripture. Because don't people say, oh, this book is sealed? They don't understand it.
No.
But the apostles do. There are certain men that do have the understanding. You know?
And to open the seals thereof. For thou waste was slain, and that has redeemed us to Yahweh.
Right, because he's a mediator. You know, mediator between the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, and the Heavenly Father Yahweh. So what his sacrifice did, it brought us back to Yahweh through Yahushua as our high priest, right? So on the Day of Atonement, only the high priest could enter the Holy of Holies, holiest of holies, and make a sacrifice for the nation. But Yahushua did that, and that's why the veil rent when he gave up the ghost.
By the blood out of every kindred and tongues and people and nations.
So that's the elect that are scattered all over the world, which they may be scattered amongst the Indians, Elamites. They may be scattered in Iran, the Persians. Wherever they're scattered, they're going to be gathered from.
This is the one I was talking about. It was Revelation 20:1. And it says, and I saw an angel come down from heaven having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That going to the dark ages.
Oh, okay.
You
That's
know,
what that scripture sounded like.
that goes into the dark ages. But when Esau got into slavery then, but it's gonna come full circle because now he's gonna be put in slavery with us with the spiritual bodies. You know?
Yeah.
Verse 10. And has made us unto Yahweh kings and priests.
So he made so Yahushua made us kings and priests. Was that scripture in is that Exodus? You have a nation of kings and priests. I believe it's
It's been
Exodus.
a while since I read
Look it up.
Yeah. That was the point.
it. Holy priesthood, nation of holy priesthood.
Yeah. I believe that's Exodus 19, right? I'll keep going to Esdras. We'll get a couple more. This is 2nd Esdras 13 at verse 27. You saw the wind, fire, and storm going out of the man's mouth, and you saw that without the use of his spear or any other weapon, he destroyed the great crowd that was advancing to attack him. This means that the time is near when the Most High will begin to free the people on the earth. So right now we're in slavery, but the Yahushua is coming to free us, man. At that time, everyone will be close to panic. So the reason why so that goes to Revelation 11. Great fear fell upon them. So they're going to panic because they understand we're getting ready to be freed. You know, you guys found it?
Yeah, it's book of Exodus chapter 19 verse 6.
Okay, go ahead.
And ye shall be unto me kingdom of priests and holy nation.
So the whole kingdom, from the least of us unto we're going to be a nation of kings and priests, a holy nation, man. None of our people going to be rappers or basketball. We're not going to remember them in the kingdom.
Generates.
You know? You ain't going to remember no damn Chief Keef, KRS-One.
Yep.
You know?
One sexy red.
You know? That was it. Yeah, keep going.
And ye shall be unto me kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
And that's what Revelation 5 is talking about, man. You know? So back in 2nd Ezra 13, at that time, everyone will be close to panic. They will begin to make war against one another, city against city, region against region, nation against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. That's happening right now. Wars, rumors of wars, you know. When that happens, the signs I have told you about earlier will take place, and then I will reveal my son, whom you saw as a man coming out of the sea. When they hear his voice, all the nations will leave their own territory, forget their wars with one another, and come together in one great crowd, too large to count. As you saw in your dream, the nations will unite with the single purpose of making war on my son. He will take his stand on the top of Mount Zion, and the New Jerusalem will be seen by everyone. It will be completed and fully built, just as in your dream you saw the mountain carved out, not by human hands. So that goes to Daniel, a rock formed without hands. He came in and destroyed it, you know. So with that, gonna end it. I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Hey, shalom to the elect.